Yo, what's up guys, hope you're good. We're back in our brand new AOR video, this time round 10 in Germany. And yes, it's been a long time, very long time since I've made a highlight video for AOR, but we're back here now, and all I can say is the only thing I can do is just apologise for the lack of upload. And yeah, just lost motivation to be honest lately, and yeah, just been struggling to edit and commentate, just lacking motivation pretty much. And yeah, hope to get this out tonight or tomorrow, and then hopefully get Belgium and Italy out straight away this week. I want to get it all done before the next race, because yeah, just to get it all out of the way, and hope you guys do enjoy it. But here we are now in Germany, and as you can see, we're following Limitless out of the pits, and we're still right behind him on the soft tyres at the moment, hoping to get decent lap time on his tyres, and if it's good enough for like top 5, top 6, then I'm happy to start on it. And as you can see, Limitless is backing off now. I'm backing off as well. But yeah, I think the one stop was possible actually, to do soft medium. I didn't try it at all, but I heard it was possible. But either way, like even starting on the softs to do 2-stop was pretty handy. You'd get that extra 2-3 laps for the pits and that, and that would be crucial, very crucial for the race. But here we are now, starting the lap, coming to start the lap from the last corner. Come across the line now into turn 1. Make sure not to cut it, because it's so easy to do around here. Well, we nailed that pretty much nicely. We're still right behind Limits actually, and it's pretty crucial because we can actually pick up a bit of toe on the straight. But as you can see, we've oversteered there, and that's cost us a bit of time. 16.3 in the first sector, which is not great, it really isn't. But we've got DRS at this point, and we're actually closing, I think, a bit with the DRS, and getting a bit on the other straight as well. But the lap overall wasn't too good. We've caught up to Limitless at this point. As you can see, he might have made a few mistakes as well, and my lap's just not been great at all. Like the slipstream saved me a bit, but again, just struggling. As you can see, again, another oversteer there, not great at this point. And yeah, I mean, I have no excuses really for this lap. It's just, yeah, just a poor lap overall. And come across the line now with 14.4, and I think that's only a 10th of provisional part at this point. But as you can see, we go on to the next lap. We've actually matched our time, but we just thought there's no point, and I think Limitless might have picked a bit of a toe off us, but I doubt he finished that lap as well. But yeah, so far Reversal's on pole with 13.8, coming to the pits to go on super soft tyres, because that soft tyre lap wasn't good enough for a decent position. We're 6th at the moment, but there's still about 10 minutes left in this qualifying session, and yeah, it will definitely drop from 6th to like 9th or 10th at least, I think. So the delta around here is not too much. I think about 3-4 tenths between the super soft and the soft. Actually, might be a bit more. I think it's like 6-7 tenths. But either way, we start a lap now into turn 1, making sure to not cut or extend pretty nicely through turn 1 there. Coming into turn 2, looking to break just after 150 meter board, and we pretty much hit the apex there. Pretty nice job there so far. About 2 tenths up on our soft lap, as Limitless sets a 13.7 on the supers, and that's actually a pretty decent lap mid-session. But coming now, we're losing a bit of time on the straight. You can see there our delta's going low because we don't have slipstream this time. All that time we've just lost was because we had slipstream on that lap from Limitless. But you can see now we're 2 tenths up, and again the delta's coming down because we just don't have the slipstream this lap. So coming now, breaking the 100 meter board, making sure to hit the apex nicely, and this lap's actually been pretty decent so far. We've pretty much put in the car in the right places, picking up every apex on the entry and the exit through this corner here, this right hander. Bit of oversteer, but it's okay. Into the stadium section, I think this is, missing the apex slightly, but not losing too much. And last sector was pretty good for me through here as well. Penultimate corner, nicely through here as well, and just making sure to get the exit curb on the left and maximising the track. And we come across the line with 13.5, which puts us on provisional pole right now, and that time was actually my best time of the weekend. Like, even in practice I couldn't manage a time like that, and I'm glad that I can put in a time like that under pressure. We're currently 1.5 tenths faster than Finch and Martin and Limitless and Reversal down in 5th as well. So far decent, and yeah, just I was surprised myself to put in that lap. So I went out So hopefully he can do it again, but even better. But I still, at this point, I still knew it would be a really hard time to beat, and I honestly hate these type of situations when I know I've done a great job on my lap, and I know it's going to be hard to match or beat. So yeah, it's like pretty much like time trial when you put in a decent lap and you try to improve, but you can't because it's just that good. But coming now to finish sector 2, we're still reasonably close to our time. And through his right hander here, decent again oversteer there. This time hoping to actually clip the apex to gain back that time we had. And you can see with up on our delta slightly, we gained a bit of time there, about 300s. Through the penultimate corner here, this time hitting the apex on the inside, but oversteer on the exit there didn't help at all. But we're still pretty much the same for our delta, and we crossed the line only about half a tenth off our time, off our qualifying time, and those 2 laps were my best laps of the weekend. I didn't do any laps better than those 2 laps. Just surprised really, but as you can see there, Martin actually only 100th off my time, so that's pretty close, really close. Surprising third, doing a fantastic job in that Sauber. Finch 4th, Reversal 5th, Limitless 6th, Burnout, shout out to Burnout in 7th in the Ferrari, Stu 8th, Jason 9th, Falcon 10th, and so on. Here we are now though, on the formation lap. Right now I'm actually feeling a bit more hyped than I was before qualifying, not gonna lie. I really wasn't looking for this race at all. The track, I don't mind the track at all. Like when I drove it on sim and that, I still enjoyed it. But on this game, because you can cut corners like turn 1 for example, and the slipstream on the back straight just being incredibly overpowered, I just wasn't looking forward to it. And if it was raining like last season, I'd be even more excited. But given like those 2 reasons I just said now, I just wasn't looking forward to this race. I just thought it'd be a lottery, to be honest. And yeah, slipstream glitch will be pretty handy around here for sure. And yeah, the thing is as well with turn 1 is that if you cut it majorly, you still don't get a warning, but if you extend it by a millimeter, you get a warning, which makes no sense. But either way, looking at standings now, we're in first place with about 70 points off Martin, and Jason down in third, now with 71 points off Martin. But as you can see there, 2 drivers have retired. ESR Lee, due to his wheel braking, sadly, and Shree's Xbox broke, so he moved over to the PC. But yeah, I was honestly very gutted that Lee had to retire because of his wheel braking. I was like, this season was about to get even more and more interesting. He won, I think, 2 of the last 3 races, and I was just getting hyped for this challenge. It was going to be the Merc battle, me and him. Martin's still there for sure, but like between me and him, it was looking pretty feisty, and I was really looking forward to the battle towards the end of the season. But yeah, just a shame, real shame. I hope to race him again somewhere in the future. But here we are now, lining up on the grid. 5 lights about to go. We get ready, and it's lights out and away we go. Pretty decent start, a start that I really needed to have the outside line, the racing line into turn 1, and we pretty much nailed that, almost full gas or full throttle, but we backed off slightly just to make sure we actually not cut it and not extend it. And right now, so far so good, in the lead still. Martin down in second, surprising third, and immediately we pull over to the left to avoid the slipstream, just avoid him having the slipstream, but he still gains a fair bit. Surprise also right behind him, trying to get some slipstream. He goes down the inside of Martin, we stay on the outside, just so if anyone dive bombs on the inside, we don't get clipped by it or hit by it. So just thinking a few steps ahead, just in case someone just missed their braking point. And into this corner here, we have Martin still maintaining second place, and Surprise still in third. So good to see no incidents so far, and right now is looking good for us. And already got a bit of a gap, not too big, about 4, nearly 5 tenths. But yeah, I just knew that I had to. As you can see, that I just turned off Jeff straight away. I needed full concentration at this point. I just needed to pull a gap over a second just to clear Martin from the DRS. And coming through this last corner now, all good, and we put in Rich, and right now it's just hammer time. This start we have to go for it full on, and through this first corner here, pretty decent, not cutting it. But we can see Martin, I think, struggled a bit there because we give it a bit of a gap there. So into turn 2 we go, not locking up. Oversteer on the exit, not great, but still okay, like 7 tenths, nearly 8 tenths to gap. And right now this is pretty good. Like, we need to carry on this pace throughout the lap. Just open another 2 tenths before the finish line, and that'll be good. But coming across the last corner now, coming across the line, and set 16.3, which is actually, I think it's a pretty decent lap, to be honest. On lap 2, like even in practice I was way off that time, about 3-4 tenths I think, but like somehow in this lap I did, well, in this race I did a pretty good job there in the second lap. And as you see, you might have seen that Martin went a bit wide into turn 2, costing him a bit of time, but he still has DRS because he's only 7 tenths behind, and Surprise also has DRS right behind him, so we just put in lean at this point and just save tyres, save fuel, and like, yeah, just, we know at this point it's over. Like, there's no way I'm going to pull away from Martin because he's so close on pace to me, and there's no point really in me pushing anymore. Like, but only by pushing and trying to get him out of the DRS, I'm going to wreck my tyres and just waste fuel because it's pointless. Even if I drive my best, you can't get anyone that's the closest you on pace out of your slipstream or DRS. It's just impossible unless they make a major mistake. So at this point I'm just saving fuel, saving tyres, and just making sure we have a bit of a gap to the cars behind, because I didn't want what happened to me in Austria, where when I pit someone else followed me into the pits and I got held up massively. I just didn't want that, so I just made sure at least me and Martin opened the gap to the cars behind. And as you can see, Surprise has fallen off Martin slightly, and even behind Surprise is a massive gap. So yeah, this is decent. A few more laps and we can hopefully have that pit window to pit and not get held up. Tyres looking good. I was actually, like I said, just saving tyres throughout the stint, and on 50% is pretty decent on lap 4. That means I can go a few more laps, and you can see that gap's about 3 tenths to Martin at this point and 8 tenths from him to Surprise. So Surprise still there, still in the DRS, still in the slipstream, and he's a quick driver as well, so pretty sure he won't fall off too much. And come across the last corner now, not pitting, but Martin actually pulls into the pits, and I think he was the only one that actually pulled into the pits, so he must be going for an undercut to clear everyone straight away. I don't believe that he had bad tyre at this point, because he can save tyres really well. And come across the last corner now to finish our 5th lap. We still don't pit, and I think that was another driver that pit. I'm not sure, whoever was in 3rd, I think maybe Finch, as we extend turn 1 there, getting a warning. So yeah, I think that was Finch that pit, so he's definitely wanted to go for an undercut. But at this point I actually felt like I felt in control, because I don't have to pit yet, my tyres are good, they're not hit the cliff yet either. Like, they're still decent pace over a lap, and even if Martin's on the mediums right now, he won't gain too much, only about 2-3 tenths a lap maximum, because just at this point the supers are not too bad and the mediums are just so much slower. They're 1.4 seconds slower, I think, over, well, if they're both fresh tyres, or if super's fresh against the medium fresh, it's about 1.2, 1.4 seconds. So I'm not going to be that slow yet, but we're coming to the pits now because the tyres have come to the end of their lives. So we put on the mediums and hope to get a decent pit stop. We check quickly Martin there if he has any warnings, but as you can see, we have been held up. It's what we feared the whole freaking stint. We've got held up now, and we got a 3.4 second pit stop, and that's Martin right ahead of us there. And I actually spoke to him and he said he got 1.7 second pit stop. 1.7. I got 3.4. We lost 1.7 seconds just in the pits without doing anything wrong. So yeah, 8, but either way, now we're 3 seconds behind, and that just confirms that if you take 1.7 out to 3 seconds, that's 1.3, and over the 2 laps that he undercut, he gained, I think, 6.5 tenths overall. Well, each lap, 6.5 tenths each lap, and I felt like that wasn't a massive undercut compared to like China, where it was about 1.5 second or 2 second undercut. I felt that was okay. Like 0.6 a lap was okay, and so far you can see we actually brought that gap back down to 2.5 as Martin's hit a bit of a traffic. I think that's a Sauber ahead of him. I think that's ESR Ryan, and there's another car ahead of him, so hopefully while he's trying to get past them, we can close the gap down. The gap's 2.2 now, so another 3 tenths closed just in sector 1, but now he has DRS. He's gone past Ryan comfortably. I think he even has the racing line into the hairpin, so that's yeah, he's pretty much gained what he lost in sector 1 there, and he'll have a clean, well, yeah, he'll have clean air for the next half a lap or so. As you can see, we cut onto lap 10 now. We've caught up to Ryan, and I think The next car ahead of Ryan is not even Martin, so I think he even overtook the car ahead of him. We'll check now. Yeah, that's a manner there. So we have 2 cars between me and Martin at this point, and that's, I think, Finch right behind us. So we have to get on with it because Finch has got pace recently as well. So we know that we have to keep the gap between me and him, and I just need to like not get involved in any battles if I want to like challenge Martin in this race. But again, like I was saying earlier, I felt in control at this point. I felt like I can produce decent lap times and close the gap because my tyres are like 2 laps fresher, so I felt like I could close the gap as we go past Frankish now into the hairpin. And Martin's also made another place by overtaking a Haas. I think that's Killer Whale, so he's now in the lead. Killer Whale second, us in third, and yeah, 2 laps fresher tyres. Hopefully we can close the gap down as Killer Whale pulls into the pits now. So that's I guess better news. I'm not sure. I would have preferred if I had DRS off him for that main straight or for the back straight, but either way we're coming across the line now. 2.5 still the gap, so the gap's not like open, not closing, it's just stayed the same. And again 2.5 again, so shout out to Martin, he's doing a fantastic job keeping it very consistent. Still 2.5 seconds the gap there, and us two right now we're just driving like robots. And again still 2.5 seconds, so for 5-6 laps in a row we're going like 2.5, and now we've started closing the gap, and that's probably because his tyres are starting to fall off. So yeah, I'm closing the gap now. I dropped it to 1.7, so close to about 3/10 the lap before and another 4/10 on that lap. And at this point I knew like everything was coming towards me now. Those tyre degradation from his car, from his tyres, and my tyres being like 2 laps fresher, obviously I was starting to pull the gap down, and not even that slower, like 2/10 slower in the first sector. So I felt like the tyres were still okay at this point, and I had to start think ahead. I had to start I needed to think ahead at this point, because if he pits like now or this lap or the next lap, he's going to have another undercut where he's going to gain about 1.5 seconds or so, or maybe 2 seconds, and I didn't want to pit right after him, because having 2 laps fresher tyres was the key part of this race, because that means I can use it to my advantage for like the last 5-6 laps of the race, where it's coming towards the end of the race, and that's when tyre degradation matters the most, like whoever has the better tyre life and that. But at this point the gap's brought down to 1.2, and I just said to myself, if I can go another 2 or 3 laps and just go onto the softs, I actually believed I could have closed that undercut back down in the first 3-4 laps on the soft stint, and had a battle with him towards the end of the race, like last 5-6 laps. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And now he's pulled into the pits on lap 19. He has to go 15 laps on the mediums once again. He went from lap 4 to lap 19. That's 15 laps on mediums, and another 15 laps he has to go on the mediums towards the end. So I just stayed out another lap, and I felt, okay, if I can hammer time through this next 2-3 laps, it'll be good, it'll be enough. If I can only lose about 2 seconds, then that's good. Then I come out the pits only about 3 seconds behind, and I believe I could have closed that gap down. We stay out another lap, coming through turn 1 now, still not cutting or extending, so that's good. And at this point I think I had 1 or 2 warnings, I'm not sure, entirely sure, but tyres, you can see they're finding the limit there, 72% I think I saw there. So yeah, it's come to the end of the lives, and I've picked a soft tyre, getting ready to pit. At this point I'm looking back on the map and I can see gap, massive gap, and I can't see Martin anymore. Looking up on the HUD there on the top left, I see Surprise in second on the softs, and I see Limitless in third on the mediums. And at this point I was thinking if Martin DNF'd or retired, like, well, actually both of them say the same thing, but yeah, I was just wondering what happened. And I went back to Martin and looked on his race direct, and he said he had a penalty. And the drive-through, sorry. So he had a penalty and a drive-through. So I was like, wow, just that's how I was like, just wow. Like, I just never expected that from Martin at all. As Alonso sits fastest out there, so he's definitely catching up from the back. He started last, so he's doing a good job catching up. I think he's batting for 6th at this point, or 5th. 6th, yeah. He's batting with Finch and Martin, I think, for 6th or 5th, I don't know. But yeah, with Martin I was just incredibly shocked, just did not expect that at all. I felt like, I just couldn't believe it at the time, that's all I can say. Like, I felt like it was going to be a decent race, like towards the end of the race, and it would have been like incredibly close between us. especially with my soft tyres. I felt like I could have caught up, and towards the end I think maybe my tyres would have fallen off the cliff, or I don't know, like I'm not sure yet. We'll get to see end of the race if the tyres fall off or not. But here we are now, starting our lap, and cut turn 1 there slightly, so yeah, apologies about that, but you know, didn't go on, and so, you know, banter. Nah, just jokes aside, yeah, that was a mistake by me, cutting turn 1, but either way, couldn't care less because it's just one, and I didn't go one in. Pretty sure the other drivers did a million times, so I'm not going to be too hard on myself there. But either way, start sector 2 through the hairpin on his soft tyres, and at this point I'm just watching the minimap, to be honest. Even though to be honest, on this lap I was trying to get the fastest lap, because last time out in Hungary I got the Grand Slam, which is like the pole, the win, and the fastest lap. So I felt like just at this point, because there was no challenge anymore for this race, because Martin had the drive-through and just nothing else was going to go on, I felt like just going all out on this lap, just thrashing the tyres, putting the fuel to mix for the lap, and just trying to get fastest lap, really. Just try and have the pole win and fastest lap again. Just a self-achievement, just a self-enjoyment for this race at this point. And once I finished the lap, I was just going to save my fuel and tyre again, because there's no point risking it. And as you can see, 15.5, it's a pretty decent lap, I think it is anyway. And only being like me and Surprise on the soft, so I don't think anyone else could have beaten that at this point, because everyone else was on mediums. And you can see the gap's like 4 seconds of Surprise. It's come down a lot because I just started saving tyres and fuel, and just made sure, like you can see the fuel there, I saved a lot in the last 3-4 laps. So yeah, just making sure I can go to the end properly, like without any issues, not getting a puncture or anything, just coasting pretty much to ensure the win. And coming to the last lap, just at this point I just couldn't believe it. Like Martin's cut up to second now, he's only 4.5 seconds behind, and yeah, like at this point I still couldn't believe it. Like it genuinely felt like a gift for the win. Actually I wouldn't say gift, because I feel like I could have still challenged him for the win by going on the softs for the last hit, but overall, like how it panned out, yeah, I would say it was a bit of a easy one, or an easy gift, just because I just wanted that battle. Like, I'm not going to say I would have won if we battled, but I'm just saying that like I wanted that battle for the win. It would have been nice. We haven't had that since Bahrain and China. We had a battle for the last few laps, and that was nice, and I just wanted that again, because I really do enjoy battling Martin, and it would have been nice to just battle for the win. And even if I came second, like I hate coming second, but even if I came second, I would have just been happy to have that battle. But yeah, real shame, really is a shame, but it's good to see him not give up and carry on and come up to second place, as well as Limitless, who's come up to third. But the shame for Surprise is that that would have been his first podium, but he's dropped to fourth as his tyres degraded. But here we are now, coming around the last corner, checkered flag we see, and this is the Germany win for us. I felt like, yeah, I felt okay, I felt good at this point. I felt like Germany win was going to be nice. Going by last season, how the weather conditions pretty much robbed us off a podium. Maybe a potential win had Reverse got the puncture, but yeah, just after last season, I felt like me and Martin deserved the 1-2 in any order. So that was nice that we managed to actually reclaim that. But yeah, race overall, it was honestly really fun until what the fun bit was just that consistency mid-race when me and Martin were setting the same laps back to back. So that was nice. So I can take positives from that, and hopefully I have that in the future as well. And yeah, besides that, it was a real shame that Martin had the drive-through there. Would have been a nice race, but yeah, overall not the most fun race. It was a fun race until then, but overall not a fun race. But yeah, that's how it goes, unfortunately. I just hope to have a battle with him in the future, because he was robbed off one today for sure. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We can see, I think that's surprising fourth. Finch and Reversal collided at some point, so that was a shame for them. Jason and Alonso had a battle for fifth, so if you guys, I think you would have already seen in the AOR highlights, so if you haven't, go check it from Jason's point of view or Alonso's point of view. You can find them on YouTube, go have a look at them. it's a decent battle between them two as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it from me. I really hope to get Belgium and Italy highlights very soon. Yeah, just want to get that over and done with. But either way, thank you so much for the support, and hope you guys enjoy this. I'll catch you next time. Cheers.